Welcome to the video. I'm gonna show you the best setup that I know from 6 months of traveling as a digital nomad. And this setup really served me amazingly well. I actually adapted it and refined it over the first 3 months of my travel. And now it's become an incredible approach and way for me to travel. And so essentially I've got a dual screen setup, a 4K secondary screen that's 15.6 inches. And then both monitors are elevated so that I'm not craning down. I also have an amazing sort of Bluetooth sort of travel keyboard that is pretty ergonomic. It's actually angled. And then I have my ergo mouse. Now you can get this in left hand, right hand, whatever you prefer. But the beauty of this setup is you get both screens. You get 2 screens while you're working. And that's what makes it so magical. And for most people, 2 monitors is gonna be plenty for what you need. You're golden. And then the other aspect is elevating your screen. So you're not bending your eye level down to your screen. All in all, it's pretty simple. It's not expensive. And I think you're gonna find that this is the setup that will work for a lot of people. We'll put links to the description down below, but take a look at what I have and let's go through it all. All right, please ignore the craziness, but here we go with the flyby. So we have basically cable management here, which is where you put all your cables when you're traveling. You need something like this. I cannot recommend this enough. All your monitor cables, maybe your keyboard, your power adapter, your USB dongle, any sort of cables, you're gonna throw them in here, and then this thing just flips so easy. It packs clean. You get a quick up and down, and that's all about efficiency. Then we have an old Gen 1 roost stand. I just happened to kind of keep it because I didn't want to spend another 90 bucks or 80 bucks on a new one. And I've got the Gen 2, which is better. And now they only sell the Gen 2 if I'm not mistaken. And this bad boy allows you to adjust the laptop up and down. What's beautiful about this setup is I can go in here and I can actually raise and lower the monitor. It's got tracks up to 7 degrees. So depending on the surface, the desk height, what I'm at, I can work with that. And then this keyboard actually syncs up with the computer via Bluetooth and it flips closed. So it's golden from that perspective. Mouse, whatever, you have your preference. If you want a wireless, wired. I just like wired whenever I can find it. And then the second 4K monitor is awesome. And this is not the brightest mode. It can obviously adjust to a brighter screen. Here's the other thing with this monitor. Some monitors you're gonna find they require like a janky separate power adapter. This monitor, none of that. You just have one USB-C. It powers both the power to the monitor and the actual displays. Let's get into specific individual parts and I'll break it down for you. All right, first up we have the travel keyboard. This is straightforward. It's just a standard travel keyboard. It flips closed. This actually packs into the compartment over here, so I can slip this in. This is called a Bag Smart. I just got it on Amazon. I think it was like 30 bucks. This one I put up in here and then it slides right in here. I've put together kind of like the components. So I have my 110 watt charger for the MacBook Pro 16 Max. I've got the cable that goes to the charging block with the MagSafe Connect. I have the dongle here for USB-Cs to USB, as well as Ethernet on the back here, all packed up and good to go in there. All right, next up is the actual monitor itself. Now this, I just unplug, standard USB-C cable that comes with it. And then this monitor itself has a little case on the back. Now there's some weird kind of like setup here where it can be its own stand. I don't personally like having a monitor down this low. And I find that if it just stacks onto the roost stand and you prop up the back, you get more elevation out of it. And it feels and looks and works a lot better. It flips with a cover just like this. So it protects the screen. This thing has been with me, thousands of miles, months of travel. There's a little nick on the front, but it's been pretty durable. And overall, it packs really thin. It's very lightweight, definitely lighter than the MacBook, almost identical screen size wise, as well as the weight is much lighter. And it's obviously quite a bit thinner as well. So you can kind of see the comparison there. This monitor rocks. Really makes it a lot better when you work at the WeWorks, the local coffee shops. Yes, I do bring this into Starbucks and have a second screen. This is the old Gen 1 roost stand, and I've looked at different monitor, like laptop stands, things like that, and they just don't have that lightweight, compact pack down. These are so reliable. And then it flips up. I think there might be 2 settings on this, to be honest with you. I haven't really messed with it in a while, but I will show you the Gen 2 that I have, the newer one, and show you how that looks. But this, you can see actually these clips, I remember now, they'll drop down. So I'm on the tallest setting, but it's a little shorter than the other one, the new one, which I highly recommend going with that one. And here we have the Roost V2. This, I will probably honestly upgrade my first one and try to sell this one and then just, get one of these, because these ones sit higher. You can actually kick it up here to unlock these little, points and go up to 7. And so for the external display, it'll probably prop it up another inch and a half closer in parallel It won't be perfect, but that's a really nice dial up there on that. And again, look at that. Just packs down so quick, so lightweight, and you can fit this in pretty much anything. And as you can see, these two stands combine. So what do we got here? This is literally your mobile desk. Zip this up and all this fits right into one backpack. Got everything you need. And then whatever kind of mouse you like. You know, for me, I just love these Ergo Anchor mouses that are wired. That is the overall setup. Awesome. So that's my entire setup. I hope that was helpful. It has evolved over the years. The other thing I'll mention, I don't know if this is your preference or not, but I like wired noise cancellation earbuds. So I have the Bose wired earbuds. I'm kind of one of those EMF nerds where I don't want a bunch of EMF on my computer. You will notice that the dongle I have does have Ethernet, and I do find that there's certain seating sections at WeWorks where you can wire in. So I usually bring an Ethernet cable and I'll find those sections in the wall, and it is snappier, quicker response. Other than that, drop some questions, comments, thoughts in the like channel or the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer any more questions you have. We'll link everything in the description. This has worked really wonders for me. I think anything with a dual setup like this, where you can prop up the screens and have your keyboard and your mouse, so your positioning and your posture is sustainable, can be a place where you can work. And I've worked, you know, many hours in this position and had really productive days using this setup. I even use it here locally where I live in Austin, and I'm able to kind of escape every now and then and go to a coffee shop or hit the WeWorks that we have in town. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the feedback if you have any, and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thanks a lot.